Have you ever seen an animal change someone's destiny? Picture an elderly man, his white hair swaying in the breeze, his teary eyes gleaming with old memories, facing the fierce, deep gaze of a majestic lion. And yet, between them floats a magical peace, as if time and nature had conspired for this moment. He saved a helpless cub decades ago, but what happened years later shocked the world, drawing tears and sighs from everyone who heard. This is the story of Thomas Raines, a forest ranger whose generous heart planted a seed of kindness that bloomed over 3 decades, leading to a reunion that will squeeze your chest and make you believe in miracles. The sound of the wind whispering through the dry trees of the sanctuary seems to carry ancient secrets, while the scent of damp earth and wild grass fills the air, mingled with the faint buzz of insects in the distance. You're about to discover how an act of compassion can forge bonds that time cannot erase, bonds that speak louder than any words. Get ready to be moved, because this lion doesn't just remember, he recognizes, as if carrying gratitude in his gaze. Take a deep breath and feel the tension. Let's dive into this journey of altruism and gratitude that will leave you speechless. Let's move into the first chapter of this incredible saga. On a calm afternoon at the sanctuary, Thomas Raines, now 68 years old, rolled his wheelchair over the soft grass, the creak of the wheels slicing through the silence like a gentle echo of his limitations. The weak sun cast long shadows across the ground, and before him, a magnificent lion emerged, its golden mane glowing like soft fire, advancing without a cage between them, its powerful muscles moving with grace. Your heart skips a beat just thinking about it, doesn't it? With a gentle, almost hesitant motion, the animal placed its heavy paw on Thomas's knee, claws retracted as a sign of trust, and the two locked eyes like old friends reunited after a lifetime. The warm touch of the paw sent a shiver up Thomas's spine, and the scent of its wild fur, with earthy and mossy notes, hung in the air, wrapping them in an invisible embrace. It felt like a sign from the universe, as if nature were thanking him for a forgotten act, a gift returning to light up the present. Who hasn't felt that an animal understands our soul, as if it sees beyond the surface into what we carry in, our hearts? This scene touches us because it recalls those moments when a simple gesture, a look, connects us to another in a way words can never reach. Take a minute each day to watch the animals around you, even a bird singing by the window, or a stray dog on the street can teach you patience and humility. If you love heartwarming animal stories, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single one. Let the mystery pull you in. But what led to this special encounter? The answer lies buried in Thomas's past, in a day that changed everything. Now, let me tell you what happened 30 years ago, because this meeting wasn't by chance, my friend. Thomas Raines was a young forest ranger, full of energy and dreams, the sound of his footsteps echoing on the dry earth as he patrolled the vast forests, the weight of his backpack thumping against his back. One day, under a gray sky promising rain, he heard a weak, desperate mew coming from a deep ravine, almost swallowed by the distant roar of a river. It was a lion cub, abandoned, trembling among the rocks, its fur matted with mud and fear, its wide eyes begging for help. With his heart in his throat, Thomas took the risk, climbing down carefully, his hands scraping against the stones, tossing the cub to safety with an effort that made his muscles burn. But the treacherous ground gave way, and he fell hard, his body tumbling to the bottom, the scent of blood mixed with wet earth filling the air as pain overwhelmed him. That fall changed his life, stealing his legs and leaving scars he'd carry forever. Have you ever done something for someone or an animal without thinking of the consequences, guided only by the instinct to protect? It's a story that tightens your chest, but it also inspires, doesn't it? That compassion of his planted a seed, even without him knowing, a grain of altruism that destiny would hold on to for years. Sometimes a small gesture, like helping a neighbor with their groceries or giving water to a lost dog, can have echoes we can't imagine, reverberating in silence until the right moment. And look at this. It seemed like the universe had saved that moment for something bigger, as if the cub had etched that rescue into its memory. Feel the curiosity growing. How did Thomas discover that lion was still alive after all that time? 3. Decades passed and Thomas, now 68, lived a quiet life in his modest home, the crackling of the fireplace warming his silent nights while the wind tapped against the windows, carrying the distant hoot of an owl. But he had no idea what fate had in store. One day, as he read an old book, the phone rang, cutting through the silence with a sharp sound that made his heart leap. It was the hoarse voice of a former colleague, delivering news that felt like a dream. The lion cub he'd saved was alive, growing strong in a sanctuary a few hours away, cared for by gentle hands. The scent of fresh coffee he held in his hand trembled as he listened, the steam rising to warm his face, and emotion washed over him, mixed with disbelief that made him laugh to himself. Have you ever gotten a call that changed everything, that brought back a part of you thought was lost? This moment is like a mirror of our lives, isn't it? Sometimes we plant something good, a favor, a smile, and forget about it, but the universe returns it in an unexpected way, like a silent reward. Keep a little notebook to jot down acts of kindness you do, even the simplest ones like holding the door for someone. It might surprise you to see the impact years later. The tension of that rescue flashed back into Thomas's mind, the images of the ravine dancing in his thoughts, mingled with relief knowing his altruism hadn't been in vain, that the cub had survived against all odds. Let the anticipation carry you. How would he face a reunion with the lion after so long? The sun began to set when Thomas, at 68, made a brave decision, the rustling of dry leaves accompanying the roll of his wheelchair toward the sanctuary, the sound of the wheels grinding against the gravel road. He'd received that call days ago, and the thought of seeing the lion he'd saved consumed him, blending anxiety and hope in his chest. At the sanctuary, the rangers noticed something curious as they watched the animal. The lion, now a towering adult, showed an unusual calm around them, lying down peacefully and following them with his eyes, almost as if waiting for someone special. The aroma of freshly cut grass filled the air, mixed with the faint smell of burning wood from a distant campfire, creating an atmosphere thick with expectation. Have you ever felt an animal recognize you in a special way, as if sharing a secret, just between you two? This wait is like those days when we're anxious for an answer, counting the minutes until the truth unfolds. Thomas found himself reflecting on bonds, on how gratitude can span years and turn into something tangible, almost visible in the air. Take time to revisit good memories, the ones that make you smile alone. They can bring peace, just as this journey brought a new light to his heart. It felt like a whisper from destiny, as if the lion knew its savior was near, ready to close a circle. Feel the air charged with emotion. The reunion was just steps away. What would happen when those eyes met again? Thomas sat near the enclosure, the jingle of the ranger's keys echoing like a distant bell as he pondered the mystery that had brought him there. Could animals like this lion hold on to memories of kindness for so long? Or was it just his wish to believe in a miracle? He started researching, flipping through books and chatting with experts, and what he uncovered left him intrigued, opening doors to questions that danced in his mind. The warmth of the afternoon sun heated his face, bringing unexpected comfort, while the sound of a nearby stream sang a soft melody. Have you ever wondered if your pet remembers something you did for them years ago, like a pat or a bite of food on a cold day? This doubt pulls us deep inside ourselves, doesn't it? To a place where our connection with animals goes beyond what science can explain. Who hasn't felt an attachment to a dog waiting by the door or a cat purring in your lap, as if they read our souls? Try creating routines with your animal. A gentle touch on the head or a kind word can strengthen those invisible bonds, building a bridge between you. There was a hint of spirituality there, as if nature wanted to prove that compassion leaves eternal marks, etched not just in memory, but in the heart. Imagine his heart beating faster, pulsing with the possibility of recognition. How would Thomas test this theory that kept him awake at night? The day arrived, and the air carried a fresh whisper, heavy with promises. As Thomas approached the enclosure, his eyes fixed on the lion waiting on the other side of the fence. With the ranger's help, He rolled his wheelchair closer, his trembling hands on the armrests, and then, in an instant that stopped time, the lion advanced slowly, its steps silent on the grass. Suddenly, with a smooth, almost reverent motion, it placed its paw on Thomas's knee and lowered its head, its amber eyes gleaming with something beyond understanding. The rough sound of the lion's purr filled the space, a low thunder that brought tears to everyone's eyes, while the warmth of the paw seeped through Thomas's pants. Would you have the courage to live this moment, to face a predator, and feel love instead of fear? It's spine-chilling, isn't it? It felt like the bond between them shouted louder than words, an ancient language that needs no translation. Cherish the reunions in your life. A tight hug from a friend or an excited bark from a dog can say everything silence hides. There was something sacred there, as if the lion's gratitude were a gift from the universe to Thomas, a reward for a brave act from long ago. Feel the warmth of this bond, let it wrap around you. What would come after this magical moment that united man and beast? The reunion didn't end there, my friend, and what followed warmed even the coldest soul like a fire on a chilly night. The lion, its golden mane swaying in the wind, walked beside Thomas's wheelchair, the weight of its paws muffling the sound of the tall grass, while the rangers watched in silence, hardly breathing. Suddenly, it rested its heavy head on the wheel of the chair, a gesture so tender it drew nervous laughter and emotional sighs from those present. Its soft fur brushing against the metal, the sweet scent of wildflowers around them brought an unexpected peace, like a hug from nature that enveloped everyone, mingled with the wild aroma of the lion. Have you ever had an animal that seemed to read your thoughts, that knew when you needed comfort? This reminds us of the bonds we build in everyday life, doesn't it? In the little things, a pat on a cat, a walk with a dog, where a touch or a look makes everything fall into place. Give extra time to the animals that cross your path, to that morning singing bird, or that stray cat that follows you. It might be the start of something beautiful, a friendship that grows slowly. It seemed like the lion's gratitude was an echo of Thomas's altruism, a cycle of kindness the universe celebrated with a spectacle of love and loyalty. Hold that warmth in your chest. Let it warm you. What does this story leave us to carry into our busy days? And so, the story of Thomas and his lion comes to an end, but it leaves a trail of emotion that stays with us, like a mark on the soul that won't fade. The sun had set over the sanctuary, painting the sky orange and pink, the soft song of birds echoing like a farewell melody, while the afternoon's warmth gave way to a fresh breeze dancing through the trees. This reunion proved that kindness, compassion, and altruism can forge bonds that withstand time. A saved cub turned into a loyal friend, carrying gratitude in its soul, its eyes, in every movement. The scent of wet earth after the rain brought a sense of renewal, as if nature approved it all, sealing the moment with a perfume of hope. Think with me, how many times do we hesitate to help out of fear that it might go wrong, that the effort won't be worth it? Thomas teaches us that a gesture, even a risky one, can change lives, his, the lion's, and maybe even those who hear this story today. Try smiling at someone on the street, giving water to a stray animal, or lending a helping hand. Small actions plant huge seeds that can bloom when we least expect. This story is a reminder that memory, whether human or animal, holds on to what matters, the moments of light that define us. And perhaps there's a divine touch in that, a gift for those who believe in good, for those who risk their hearts. And you? Have you ever had an animal that changed your life, that taught you something deep? Share it with us in the comments. Spread that emotion. If this story warmed your heart, the next video suggested by YouTube will move you even more. Don't miss it. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any adventures. Until next time, feel the gratitude that lingers. Let it guide you.